Okay, YouTube. So there's been a lot of new talent orbs being introduced to the game, and so I just want to talk about a couple of them. And they're mostly ability orbs, right? Because yeah, none of these are new. But ability orbs, basically non-trait specific orbs, essentially. So Brave Division is washed. Shut your bitch ass up. But Death Mini Surge kind of doesn't look good because it's a mini surge, 20% at max at S rank. That like my main problem with these new talent orbs is how they'll be obtainable, because I don't think S rank is going to be like something that's like widely available to everybody, or at least not easily available to everybody. So it kind of just makes me like, it makes me question things. Also, I showered literally yesterday morning. I literally showered yesterday. I'm not oiling up with soap. But yeah, Death Mini Surge, like a lot of people probably thought it would be good with like Barg and Last Boss. But the fact that they have to die, and it's also every second unit, like I think Death Mini Surge would be best on spammable niche. I think it would be best on spammable niche, because then like every other like Thaumaturge would do a Death Surge and it would, you know, weaken, because Mini Surge still has the same length of the niche or the you know, the status as, you know, things. Would be cool on Kaguya? I agree, because Kaguya Ultra Form would definitely pair well with this. And so like, you know, I do believe that it wouldn't be as good as on Barg and Lazarus as people think it would be, because not to mention its range of effect is kind of not consistent. So like, you know, but moving on, cashback. I think this is probably going to be one of the best ones for meat shields in general. Metal defensive might still be better, maybe, I don't know. But just outrange, you know. But yeah, cashback. Like on things like Jiangshi, every second unit gets some amount of money back. On ones that like Ramen, Jiangshi, you know, maybe in Catalite, cost can be crazy, cost can, you know, be a huge problem for them, and cashback can help with that. Again, I don't know how available S rank will be, but like, you know, still good. I still think it would be really good for meat shields and stuff. Maybe even for like some more expensive Ubers, but like you're not going to be getting two of them out very often. And if you do, then I mean, I don't know. I think you'd be better off just doing it on something spammable. I'm going to be skipping the old ones though. Like resist wave can make you immune to waves, but like resist knockback can make you immune to knockback. Obviously, both requiring you to have already resist wave or knockback. But you know, SOL buff, not that valuable, but it's there for like 4-star players and stuff. Like it'll probably help, you know, benefit the people who like, you know, prolong their playthrough of crowned SOL. Most people say starred UL, or starred SOL, but it's no longer stars that is crowned. But like it would probably help quite a lot with that. I'm keeping my Angel Resist on my Ramen, thank you. I don't know. I feel like Ramen already has plenty of Angel. I think Ramen already has enough HP, and I don't think you completely understand how Talent Orbs work. They go off of their level 1 stats, right? Like, am I crazy? They do a flat buff from level 1 stats. I'm fairly certain, like, hold up, defense up. Or, I guess tough effect up. I guess it is percentage, never mind, but okay, so it's percentage based. Okay, I was wrong. Defense up is the one that I was thinking of, I think. Is it attack up that I was thinking of? Oh, attack is what I was thinking of. Okay, so defensive wise, sure, go ahead, keep the defense up on Ramen. I think Ramen is kind of expensive though, so it would be viable, you know what I mean? It would still be viable. But anyways, where was I? Ability orbs. But yeah, so like, I still, you know, I you know, gotta go dog bite. All right, see ya loaf. I have resist, not defense. They're similar. I don't care. They're both percentage based, so I was wrong. This is me admitting that I was wrong, but I still don't really value it that much because he already has plenty of HP. Sometimes cost can be a problem, especially with recharge combos. But I don't blame you, you know? Like that's the good thing about Talent Orbs is that there's so many different things you can do, and most of the time it will be like viable, perfectly viable. Colossus Slayer is interesting. probably never will be used, but like, I mean, I never do the gauntlets. I never do Colossus gauntlets, so I actually have no idea how useful this could be, but you'd have to tell me. Cannon recharge, that's like only going to be good in Assassin Bear stages from SOL. That's not really that necessary. Or like Bahamut. Give it to Bahamut so that he synergizes better with... No, use it with Bahamut. But like, you know, Deep Fried Smack. What? Resistant to Toxic. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Kind of just depends on the stage and stuff. Unit. If Nekukumin could get, you know... Wait, no. He's already immune to Toxic. Maybe Cameraman then? I don't fucking know. And anti-floating probably. Or maybe like give it to Ramen for Papu. I don't fucking know, bro. Dodge attack. This one seems interesting. I think S is 10% dodge for 1 second. Like you can literally dodge everything for a second. Giving that to a meat shield. Like I know there's not a lot of meat shields with talents, but like Jiangxi, Ramen, Little Macho, Catalite now, Shigong. Like giving all of them a chance to dodge literally anything, even if just for a second. 1 second is more than enough to dodge one heavy hitting attack. Earlier off stream I was talking about this, and I was talking about using it on Hades, giving him the chance to completely evade a full Luza hit, strengthened or not. So like there are some stages where it would, you know, be like valuable. It would be valuable. I'd rather have... Do you have to be my biggest op, Dogoku? Yes, I get there are probably better. I'm just talking about how they could be good. I'm not talking about how they're the best. I'm talking about possible usages. I'm talking about, you know, how they could be good. You know, I'm not saying they're the best thing to have. I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't do anything else. I'm saying there's possibilities, and it depends on what the person, on what you want. All right, okay. Resist slow, resist curse, same as the other resist, but then UL buff. I want to talk about this one for a second, just because the fuck do you mean this is enough to benefit Balrog to #1 Uber? No hate to X-Skull, but Balrog, simply his role limits him from being better than Dark Phono. His role, his stat, no matter how good his stats are, they will never make him better than Dark Phono in my eyes, simply because of his role. His role is a single attacking damager that is melee. No matter how good you make his stats, will he outdo a super backlining Uber that can slow everything for 1,000 range across, while also still dealing decent damage? No way in hell am I ever going to be able to justify putting Balrog above Dark Phono, simply because of the way the roles are. I value range a lot more than other people do. And so I think that obviously I'm a little... I don't know if that's bias or if that's just me just having a different perspective. But I don't believe this to be able to really change anybody's placement, especially since a lot of the times, if you're looking for a good Uber, you're probably fighting some sort of like stage that isn't in UL or SOL. Because like UL is not the entire game, just like how SOL isn't the entire game. Now there's ZL, and then there's also other limited time events that you're going to want a good Uber for, and simply put, your Uncanny Legends buff will not do anything if you're trying to use Balrog against, like, Queen Bee, Elder Bee, whatever, Relic Bee, whatever the fuck. If you're trying to use him there, that's not going to benefit him at all. Heavenly Tower, Infernal Tower, you're not getting any benefits from that Talent Orb. And so I simply don't believe that that is, you know, a viable way to put him into, you know, #1 Uber. I don't think Balrog or Lazvos can make it to #1 Uber. And simply put, I don't think that this orb should affect really anybody's placement in a tier list or in a ranking, because simply put, it's not the entire game. This might be me. This might be crazy. I despise using buffs in games that aren't permanent. So what I mean by that is like in Elden Ring, I despise using stat buff items, like one-time use consumables. I despise that because those buffs aren't permanent. You don't, whenever you eat that, whatever, like the exalted flesh or whatever, you don't get a permanent damage reduction. Sure, it helps you in the fight, in one specific fight, but it's not permanent. I like permanent buffs. this one is not permanent, nor is it 100% like actually good. So like I would rather give him like, I don't know, something that will actually permanently help him, like cashback, since you are placing him quite a lot. Or honestly, I'd rather Death Mini Search because that is good damage. But there is no way in hell am I going to justify this as changing his placement. Another reason to give Dark Eyes to Barg and Lazvos. They don't. I mean, for permanent stats, sure, yeah. And eventually they will get Ultra Forms and Ultra Talents, so I guess I can justify it. I won't do it, but I can justify it. You can justify it. But justifying saying that this moves him up above other Ubers that have a completely separate role, that's not justifiable. I value backsliders since they can, simply put, do things that melee units can't. No matter how much tanking you can do, you will not be able to tank your way into being better than a super backliner, especially since Barg has 3 knockbacks. He can be juggled, believe it or not. Some things just have that much damage. It's just so like, and like he doesn't have good immunities. He doesn't have any immunities except for weaken, I think. You can possibly give him wave immune, which that would be viable. I would value that. Giving him wave immune would actually be pretty good. But this, I'm never using Uncanny Legends buff or SOL buff. I'm never using either of these. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm never using either of them unless it's like on an anti-relic, which is basically exclusively going to be used for a UL. Except for very few other relic stages that are actually difficult. So like, you know, I just don't think it's that good. I don't think they're that good. Like, they can be useful, but they considering you have to put them on an Uber and then it's gone from your inventory, and if you want to take it back, you have to either pay MP or destroy it. That is stupid. I'm never doing that. I'm not going to be doing that with, especially like an S rank, which would be required for this to actually be good. So like, you know, after you get Nova, UL buff is completely useless. To be fair, tier lists aren't talking about like end game, like end game. They're talking about like throughout the entire game, or like late game, or like, you know, somewhere around there. But you know, like, it's just a thing where I will never use it. I will never use it because like Talent Orbs are just stupid with how you take them off. And so I would never want to use this over something else, nor would I want to like go through the effort of swapping between Talent Orbs, because that's either destroying Talent Orbs or it's costing me NP, which I will pass on. But I think that's all of those. I believe that's all of the ones that are at least in the game currently. So, chat, I'm going to be ending stream as well. So if everybody enjoyed, please do come back for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Have a good one.